Team Chief.
Yeah, I speak with him regularly. Or I used to speak with him regularly when he was going through the changes back to after it's like 6 years vegan.
Exactly. And then another good mate of mine is Chris Lodge, who was amazing free runner, and so both of them, and for me they were like the ones, because I also like saw them on Instagram, and then I see them training all the time, because Tim Sheaf used to come to the gymnastics place where I used to train.
He was such an athlete.
Just incredible athlete. And you know, when you see that proof, when someone is as good athlete as these guys, and they are, you know, promoting the veganism, and that's the way to do it. And you're like, kind of, and I tried it for like 2 years, but I was shitty vegan. I was like, once in a while I ate I was eating some fish, you know, I was like pescatarian. Chicken. And then when that 1 year, this is like 2-3 years ago now, when they both just went straight away back to eating eggs,
because they were dying.
And then I was like, what just happened? And Chris was actually he's amazing in building the camper vans. So I bought a camper van, and he did the kitchen for me.
Oh, sick!
Yeah, I got it to his place. So and I remember we were just meeting up, and I was giving some money for stuff what he already did, or was picking up and I was in this place getting some food, and I said, you know, do you want to come by? What do you want me to order? And he's like, yeah, there's this one dish with like tons of meat, like 5 different types of meat. I was like, Chris, what? And then when he came and we ate, and I was just burning. Tell me why? Tell me. And he literally, that's what he said. It feels like you have no energy. You're like dying, and like the things about, you said like inflammations, they don't go over. And he's like, back to meat. And I was like, wow. And I said to him, I knew it. You have to listen to me.
I was on it the whole time. I mean, that's been happening loads.
So what was the conversation with you and Tim Sheaf? What did he say?
So a lot of people pointed Tim in my direction when he was transitioning back out. And obviously we talked about starting with like fish and certain things, and how his body would adapt and blah, 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 and how he would need the changes. And he asked me a little bit about the science of what was happening to his body and blah, blah, blah. So that was pretty much it, really. So I just like pointed him in directions like, you need to stay for like this amount of time, you need to transition this way. Just like a few little pointers like that. And just followed his journey. And he just like started reading into some of the stuff that I was doing and stuff. And that was it. And then literally like a few weeks after that, you saw him come out to everyone on Instagram with like, after I ate a piece of salmon, I had a wet dream, and I got a hard on for the first time in a while, and like hormonally he was back.
Was it wet dream? What actually wet dream means? I was like, is that some kind of?
He came for the first time properly in a long time. Like
Tim Sheaf, I'm definitely gonna post this video. We're gonna tag your ass in this.
He spoke about this on his Instagram. This is not something he said to me. Right. This is something that he put up. I think he put it up in a video, or he wrote it somewhere. But you can go on his
He's
Instagram.
Hilarious, dude.
And it's amazing, and I love people like Tim are amazing, because this is what I find in myself, and I find the most valuable trait in most of the people that are in these fields where they can influence a lot of people. It's the willingness to unlearn and relearn and have no shame of being wrong. When you are wrong, admit you are wrong and change the direction and lead by example. And he did that despite he had a lot more eyes on him than I've ever had on Instagram. You know,
he had so many
30,000 followers. And he had a brand and everything revolved, his identity. And this is why most vegans don't want to change or lie or eat meat behind the scenes or have so many issues but keep hiding it and trying to deal with it different ways rather than admitting they need meat. But Tim was full on like, I feel this, that, I feel better. Came straight to people. I don't know who else he asked. He probably spoke to a few people. What is it that's going to happen? What do I need? Blah, blah, blah. And went with it and announced it. I mean, that's beautiful. Like.
And then he did had a vegan journey for how many years?
I can't remember. You might have to ask him directly. I don't know if it was 6 years plus or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, something.
And
like
how come so after only 6 years plus he was like, okay, enough? Why wasn't it after 3 years? Why wasn't it after 4 years?
So this is something that most people don't understand. But when you eat animal products, the most important place that deposits go when you're growing and when you're young is your bone marrow. Right. You have yellow and red bone marrow. So you want to keep as much red marrow as possible. As you age, it becomes more yellow marrow. But the more animal products you eat, the more red marrow you keep alive and stored.
Right.
So the amount you last as a vegan depends on your life up to then, whether you're a vegetarian or full meat eater, even if you're eating junk. You're making stores, and then as you go vegan and you stop eating these animal products and making less cholesterol, these stores start to run dry, and that's when you start to get weak, fall into problems. Your brain tissue starts to shrink, your nervous
and they
system
can
starts to
be
shrink.
actually be in your body until about up to 6 years.
Some people 20. I had over. This is what I specialized in. After I got famous for the whole carnivore thing, I started getting like vegans trying to be ex-vegans. That was my client. So I've worked with over 500 ex-vegan clients successfully, and that's what I started getting known for. It's crazy. And yeah, some of these vegans were 15, 20 years, and their bowels were destroyed. The nervous system was shut down. Their thyroids weren't even working well. They couldn't even regulate temperature, couldn't regulate metabolism, full mental issues.
So basically then vegans are like ticking bombs.
Yeah, especially as you age, it gets worse. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But you can see it in their faces before it even starts happening, before the full autoimmune conditions start to kick in.
Wow.
You can see it in their faces. You can see it in the structure of their
So,
eyes.
but then it's nothing to do with like different type of bodies can actually be vegans. So it's for not. In your understanding, it doesn't matter what kind of person or what kind of type of body you are.
I studied metabolic typing, and this is why I came away from Paul Chek, is because he pushes metabolic typing and biochemical
What the fuck's metabolic typing?
It's biochemical individuality. The fact that every human being is the same. One man's food is another man's poison. That's pseudoscience. There's no proven method into that. And I was going deep into those studies as I was doing the courses. I was like, I don't agree with this, and it doesn't work. And I read the books, and I did that, and I tried it, and I experimented. It doesn't work. Metabolic individuality, it's not that big. Even the equatorial types, hemisphere types, all of these things. We are extreme predators, carnivores that are very specific very intelligent machines that have adapted to becoming omnivores to survive. So we can survive off of garbage. You can build muscle eating mud, for example, and you can see that in Africa. There's huge bodybuilders in Africa that eat pretty much a bit of rice, mud biscuits, and meat here and there. They look jacked, but doesn't mean they're gonna have longevity and be super healthy, you know. But yeah, there's a honeymoon period. The first time you go vegan, you become health conscious. You cut out smoking, you cut out drinking, you cut out processed meats and crap, and you become more conscious about where you eat and blah, blah, blah. And you have that period where you're like, oh, my body feels clean and good.
Yeah, because you stop fucking smoking, you stop drinking as well.
Shit. Or maybe you started moving more. So these people have the honeymoon period, and then it's slowly, little things start to creep in, but they don't realize it's the diet. But an athlete like Tim Sheaf will not last 10, 15 years because there's too much freaking mass and too much energy and to sustain. So he's running through it much quicker than other people, which is why you realize after like 4 years in how skinny.
Well, he's like a racing car. Again, racing car is going to feel that faster than someone who is not racing, who is just getting from,
Yeah. It's like, a racing car is going to feel the damage on the engine. You start putting crap petrol in rather than like a little runaround car in town, right? So that's why he couldn't sustain that activity and muscle anymore.
That is crazy.
So it just shrinks away.
Just happened. Whose head just blew up? Any vegans? Any vegans' head just blew up? That is interesting.
Yeah, and I'm not speaking that like, be vegan if you want, do whatever you want.
Fuck, of course, do whatever you want.
But I'm just talking from an experience over the last 7 years. I'm just talking from my biochemistry work and working closely with vegans, and also being very close with a lot of vegans that are open and were cool with me, and then seeing them revert back to me because they tried everything. They tried deep fasting. They tried putting crystals at their bum. They tried meditating for hours. They tried this Vipassana, blah, 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 blah. They tried urinating in their own mouths at angles. They tried sunning their asshole. Sun your balls in your vaginas, but not your asshole. Sunning your balls in your vagina is actually really good for production of hormones. I can talk about that later. But they tried all of it, and it never worked. And then they'd be like, no, it's the mold in my house. Oh, no, it's because the tofu I'm getting wasn't organic, or this vegetable. No, it doesn't work sustainably. You can do it for a long period. You can push it.
I know the crystals up your ass work.
Yeah.
I know, I tried it.
Especially the blue ones. They're aligned with your belly button chakra.
Do they have like a signs of you, of your picture crossed with a big red cross in Ubud? For those who don't know Ubudians, they pretty much a lot of them are vegans.
Yeah, I leave them alone. Like I don't like to.
What about periods? Do you think it's good to have periods of just being a vegan? maybe for a couple of weeks and then going back to being carnivore or back being eating everything?
So I think overabundance of anything is not good for the human being. Periods of abundance is good. Periods of not so much is good. Basically, there has never been a vegan society, tribe, civilization in history. None.
Right.
None have tried to survive without meat. The ones that couldn't get much meat because of their geographical circumstances were always less healthier and less robust and shorter people than the ones that... Dr. Weston A. Price, another good book I recommend now off the top of my head. That's why I like it to flow, because then I start remembering which books are good.
Awesome. I'm going to write those down.
Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. Okay, that's by Dr. Weston A. Price, who inspired my travels to tribes. He traveled to all of these parts of the world that weren't visited by Western trade